heart of a woman.
Okay guys, so we're back, Heart of a Woman, and we're talking about dining etiquette. And she's not my guest, she's my friend and my assistant. And you know, she did something very mean to me in a good way. They had a surprise birthday party for me on Friday, and Simone was part of the plan. Simone, I had a good time though.
That's nice to know.
Thank you. But I'll get you back. I will get you back.
I'll be considered.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
I will get you back. I promise. So guys, before we went to break, we were talking about, different little tips. Things I'm sure we remember as children. Yeah, but not talking with your mouth full and that kind of thing. We were also talking about, and we will demonstrate that, Simone, when we go along, about cutting only enough food for the next mouthful. So you don't want, and another thing I want to share too, when we're doing dining, is an experience. Yeah? It's an experience, it's a good time. You want to have, like we had a good time Friday night, we had something nice to eat, it was good company, a lot of laughter. So you want to go, you want to have that beautiful dining experience. So you don't want to rush, yeah? You don't want to rush. Ambience is nice and the company is good. You have good conversation. We'll talk a little bit about conversations as well. So cut enough food for the next mouthful, and of course, chew with your mouth closed. Parents and mummies and daddies have said that forever, right?
Yes.
If your food is hot, which you will not get, you will not be served, that food is so hot that you can't consume it, but you still don't blow. You let it cool. Yeah, and basic things. If you find that you're coughing or you have a cold and you want to blow your nose, you find you cough once, you sneeze once, ask for an excuse. May I be excused? Leave the table, go to the washroom, do what you have to do, of course. Please wash your hands and come back to the table. Yeah? So, that one more. Don't fiddle with your cutlery. You have sometimes you sit at the table and you hear people doing this. It shows that you're nervous. So, we're moving on from there. And I have a little notes, right, guys, because I don't want to forget a thing. I want to make sure I have everything, because I have so much in this head that I want to share with you. So, Simone, we spoke about all this.
Napkins.
So, the first thing we need to do is to take our napkin and put it on our laps. Yes?
Yes.
So, but what we don't want, we want everything done below here. What we don't want is this. Because you see this happening, you see people doing that, they unfold it and they shake, that's a no-no. Now I am unfolding it on top of the table so you can see, but when you take it from the table, everything happens down here. So you fold it on your lap, depending on how big the napkin is. If you think that you might make spills, some people think that they can't handle, you cover as much as you need to cover. So your napkin is here. So let's talk a little bit about napkins. When you're using your napkin is, of course, it goes on your lap. Your napkin is not to clean your cutlery, or wipe your glass, or wipe the plate, or wipe your face, or take a smudge off your teeth if your lipstick smudge. No, I'm going there. Your napkin is not for those things. If you find that your cutlery has a smudge, it's not clean, just raise your hands and ask your waitstaff to get it for you. Speaking about your waitstaff should be your best friend for you that evening. Don't treat waitstaff as if they are your personal maid. You do not insult them, you do not do this. They are not your maids, and even if you have a maid, you don't treat that person like that. Those people are handling your food, be kind to your waitstaff. So if something is not clean, you ask for it to be, for a new one, to be replaced. Thank you, darling. If your napkin drops, you don't pick it up and use it again. Again, you ask your waitstaff for a fresh napkin. Yeah? Your napkin is used to blot, not to wipe your entire face. Right, so we have our napkin.
Yes.
You use your napkin, Simone, and you will know that when you seated at the table. Someone asked if it's buffet style, you go and you get whatever you need to get, and you come back to your table and you put your napkin on.
On your lap.
On your lap. You don't tuck your napkin on your chest or tie it around. You don't do that. It goes on your lap. If for some reason you have to leave the table, you don't put the napkin back in the position that it was in the sense that fold it back in the same position. Mm-hmm. You can fold it roughly and put it there like this. No, there's this big debate that from people that are involved in this business, and they were saying, and you will see that we should put the napkin on the chair handle, or you should put the napkin on the seat if you have to leave the table to go to the washroom or to whatever. And that's a silent code, and we talk about the silent code in a bit. But for me personally, dining etiquette and all other forms of etiquette, I think it's just common sense. I am not putting my napkin on the seat. No, so I prefer to do this here. So that's one, it's not wrong, but it's a preference. Yeah? So we have the napkin, your napkin is here. Let's look at our bread. So remember that when we're eating from the outside in, yeah? So let's talk about bread first. Let's assume you have a roll on the table here. Now there are two schools of thought that you can use. You can either break your bread in 6 pieces, 4 pieces, depending on the size
okay.
of the, if it's what you call it, the roll. Now you're being served bake. I went someplace recently and they had bake, roast bake.
Roast bake, okay.
Coconut roast bake, which was so delicious. I found it was so Caribbean, so Tobago, and I loved it. It was interesting. It was different than the rolls. So if you have that, you break it in 4, not up in the air. You don't cut it like a sandwich and eat it. So you have your bread. If you have your butter in a little butter bowl, then you take your butter from the bowl, put it on your bread. As you break your bread, whether you do the 4, the 6, or only when you want to eat, you break your butter, not up in the air, please, but on the table, and you consume your bread. Yes? Someone asked, actually they didn't ask, I saw it, where they took the bread, dipped it in the little, the little sachet, the little packs of butter, and went around in the butter like that. That's a no-no. Don't take your bread either and dip it into your soup and eat it. You see these little funny things, when you go out. So that is for your bread and your butter knife. Now there are different types of butter knife. Huh? You have different shapes of butter knives as well. So don't get confused by that. Okay. So let's look at this. From the outside in, we always say, yeah? Mm-hmm. So we had bread, and I will always advise people, don't load up too much on your bread because you're having courses. So don't load up on the bread so much. Yes, it might seem fresh and nice and you want to eat it. You may have your salad after you have your bread. You have your bread, then you may have your salad, or sometimes the salad comes after the main course. We're talking about American and continental style dining, and we'll talk more about that later. Let's look at the soup. So you have your soup, and you could take up your spoon as well. When we have our soup, just imagine a clock. So that's 12. Yeah? So you have your soup, away from you, and you can just pass it across here to take the little excess off, and you bring it to your mouth. So you don't want to come down into your bowl like that. You see that a lot. People do that, and they hunch over. Okay. So away from you, get the excess off, and to your mouth. So you don't want this. You see that? You want just the side. Yeah. Okay. Yes, away from you, get the excess off, and to your mouth. Now we demonstrated and put the spoon down. That's cool, that's all right. But But once you start using whatever cutlery, you never put it back on the table. And I think that's just basic common sense. You know, but
Yeah, well,
it
it's
happens,
it.
yeah? So this is the shape of a soup bowl. Some people might say it's a soup plate. With this one, you probably will have another plate underneath it or a saucer. In that case, because if it's bigger than this, we have some a little bigger than this as well. Sometimes you will leave the spoon inside of it. If it's a
Just put it
soup bowl, like you know the rounded bowls we have,
Yeah, more up.
yes, they're rounder and yeah. So you will have the little plate underneath. You will take your spoon and you will put it on
In your plate.
Yeah. Now remember, guys, that as we're eating and you finish eating, what will happen is the stuff will be removed. So you finish with your soup will be removed. Yeah. If you, when you're having your salad, and I think what we would do when we come back from the break, we will actually demonstrate the use the salad. That would be great. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, that would be great. So when you're having a salad, you know, you can do the American or continental style dining with the salad, and you could also use, we don't have it, but we can use a salad knife, and you have a salad fork.
Fork.
We don't have a salad knife here,
okay.
right? So either with the fork, knife and fork, or just with the fork alone.
Okay.
Yeah. So dining is it's an experience, and it is a good thing to know. You agree? It's a good thing to know, and it's for parents. It's a good thing to know, so you can pass it on to your children. I don't know where my grandmother learned this, but it was very important that we did this every Sunday.
Okay.
During the week, everybody was busy and all that, but Sunday. And then as I got older and got into image consulting, this was part of what I had to do, and I love it.
But it came naturally then?
It did, because I was doing it as
every Sunday.
Every Sunday. You had to, rain or shine, sick or not, you had to do this. And everybody had their own knife and fork. So I don't know if she got these little ones, you know, but the small ones, everybody had their knife and fork, so you had to do that. So guys, when we come back from the break, we'll be taking a break in a bit. When we come back from the break, we will be demonstrating how we eat the salad, and we'll be talking about the different styles of dining. So we're taking a break and we will be right back.
Heart of a Woman